folks, Mark here. Welcome to my channel. First one out for me. So if this does get to YouTube, just be kind in the comments, please. Use my energy. Whoa. Did you see that? Could you say my name, please? Cold Christmas Church lies approximately 1.5 miles from the village of Thundridge in the county of Hertfordshire. Built on private land for a wealthy family in 1086 and partially demolished in 1853, only leaving the tower and the graves, the stone was used to build the new church in Thundridge. The church's actual name is Little St Mary's, but legend tells of an ancient tale of winters so cold that villagers, many of which were children, perished in the freezing conditions around Christmas time and were buried in mass graves under where the old church once stood. Rumour has it that the church was built on a north-south alignment, which back then was frowned upon as it was a sign of the devil. Tales of shadow figures wandering amongst the headstones, low growling noises, sinister satanic rituals, and a woman's voice crying out from in the tower. In 1978, a peculiar account from a woman walking towards the tower was stopped in her tracks by a marching army walking straight through her from the doorway. How are we doing, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Dead Cold. I am here with Steve, you can see here, and we are on a trek to Cold Christmas Church. I thought I'd come back here, and it's been like over a year since I was here the first time. Be about a year for the second time for me, when I came here with Steve. That long time ago, but it was just just wanted to come back here and and do like a revisit to a place that I actually still love. It is the atmosphere inside of here is just bristly. I don't know what it is that keeps me. Sorry, you walked into a tree. Trying kind of how to do this when it's actually pitch black. But yeah, I came here about 3-4 weeks ago, trying to actually do a video, and it just got so foggy, it just got ridiculous. My gear was getting wet, and it was no good at all. So I thought I'd come back here. It's a nice night there now. The wind is next to nothing, and yeah, so hopefully I'll have a good evening here, folks. If you were watching The Ghost Voice the other night with Jane and Lorian, who hosted, I do enjoy it. It was nice. It's a nice little thing there that they've got going on. Sorry, just move the camera again there so I don't walk into a tree. But they had a chap on there called Mark Gallagher. He has a Facebook page. Sorry, I'm walking into trees again. He has a Facebook page called That Paranormal Thing. He's going alone into reportedly and reputedly haunted places and raising money for cancer research. Now, it's a thing that's kind of close to my heart. Well, it is close to my heart. I lost my dad in 2010 to prostate cancer, so I'm going to link his details in the description down below, so go and check them out. I'll also do a Facebook link as well, and hopefully one day we might even meet up. We have already messaged each other, and that could well happen at some point next year, first half of next year. So go and check him out, That Paranormal Thing. And he has a donate through things through there through Just Giving. I'm not saying you have to give anything, because I know times are hard for a lot of people. But if you can, any penny or pound is worth it to get to go towards this Cancer Research UK. So that being said,
watch out for the shit. Oh,
yeah, dung pile. That being said, let's get on with this. I'll see you there. Right then, folks. So we've got, as I said before, we've got Steve here, and we've got Tony as well, and he's also filming him, filming me. There's a line in there somewhere, I think. So we are here at the entrance, or what would have been probably, we believe, obviously this wouldn't have been the entrance, this would have just been the entrance to the actual to the tower itself. We believe that the congregation would have sat going that way, out there behind us. So if I just pan that around, so behind me now would have been where the rest of the church would have been. So with that in mind, I just wonder where the altar might have actually been, to be fair. Probably at that end.
far end,
Yeah, far end. Yeah, they don't normally have looking like I'm the same one as a Sedging Hole.
Yeah.
The altar was at that end and the tower's at this end. So, yeah. So I would like to. We've got a few instruments kicking around. We've got a couple of K2s either side of the doorway, and I've got my mail rem in the middle by the doorway. Still hasn't gone off. One of these days, hopefully, it might. I've got my phone on the ground with a little Bluetooth speaker there, using the Ghost Tube app, just so we can get a bit of dialogue going there. And I've got a triangle of glitter balls on the floor. So let's have a bit of a call out. Calling out to the spirits or people of Cold Christmas Church. When it was back then, it was called Little St Mary's Church, I believe. Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us in any way, shape or form that you might like to do that? Whether that be a knock from inside the tower, touch one of the devices we have hanging around, come and touch one of us, speak into the microphone down there if you want to, speak into my device that I'm holding in my hand there now, talking. It has a mic there. I've had things before have actually come up on that mic that I wouldn't even think that I had actually have said or have heard at the time. So, is there anyone here that resides or attached to this place that would like to say something or do something? You have my permission to use my energy. I've got plenty of it, and to make any of these devices go off. Last time I was here, I held up the K2 to this door, and I asked if there was anyone here that to use my energy and make this light go to yellow, or make this light move. And to my surprise, it actually did. Now, ever since then, we had it a few more times that night as well, and it's never really gone off again since. And I've done many more investigations since then. So if there is anybody on the other side of this wall that would like to reach through and touch my hand, please do. Please feel free. Is there anything you might like to ask Steve?
Just if there is anybody here with all the energy that we've got between the three of us, all the equipment that we've got here, if you want to drain all the power that we have, go for it. This is your chance. This is your moment. Do whatever you have to do just to show us that you are here. That would be the most fantastic thing you can do for us this evening.
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll be back in a bit, folks, but what I'm going to try is something that I've tried in a few other churches, and I've never done it here before. I've got, now I may even get copyrighted hit for this, but you know, it's worth doing. I'm going to do the Lord's Prayer in Old English through the phone, and see if that actually kind of conjures up anything at all in a bit. I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to cue it up a little bit better. So before I start it again, I'm going to ask if there are any spirits here that used to be part of this congregation. If they have heard this kind of speak before, would you like to come forward and give us any kind of sign that you are here, if you can understand this language? Because obviously you may not be able to understand the language that we are speaking at this very moment.
Fader ore, thuthe ton heavenum, sie fin nama je halgud, tobe come fin riche, je worde fin willo, on earthon swa on heavenum, or na je dai homlikon half, selle usto dai, on forgif us ore gultos, swa we forgiva orum gultendum, und neje lad zu us on kostnunge, akalus us of uvele, so flietje.
Right. Well, none of the instruments went off. I've got 3 cat balls down there in a triangle by what would have been, you know, part of the walkway at one point. Nothing went off at all. What I will try is the same in Latin, and hopefully that might stir something up. Let's try it.
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in caelo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen.
Well, folks, it's all an experiment at the end of the day. So I have tried that before in a few places, but nothing's really come of it. But you know, it's always worth a try, because we're on sites that are like, you know, nearly 1,000 years old sometimes. If we were to speak to those people there now, they wouldn't have a clue what we were talking about. It's like a foreign language to them what we speak now. So folks, we're going to try a different approach there now. We're going to go over to the far side. So there's 3 clumps of particular gravestone areas. So there's one at the far side there behind Steve. There's another one there on the other side of Steve. And there's another one over in that direction. So we're going to set up over there now. So we'll go far side, middle, and then the other side, and then we'll see if we get anything from those clumps of gravestones at all. I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Okay folks, we have come to the entrance part of the graveyard here, so I will just show you what's here by panning this around. The entrance is just over there, so that's the public footpath just over there when you come in, and this is the first bank of graves on the left hand side when you come in. There's Steve and Tony. I've got a few lights set up just so I can see where I'm tripping over things. I don't want to break my neck on one of these lovely graves and be the next one that may be buried here. So what we'll do, just even while we've set up, I've got the K2 there on one of the grave tops there. I've got my voice recorder over on that one, and I've got the word bank thing there as well. I had a friend of mine as well, Diane, has had a very interesting EVP from this particular area. So again, that's why I've got the voice recorder there. Let's just see what happens. So I'd like to call out to any spirits that reside and may be attracted to this particular part of the graveyard. If you'd like to make yourself known by using any of the devices we have around here, then please do. I would like to ask, we had a lady's name came through on the word bank there before, which was Martha. There are quite a few Marys on these graves here, on this particular little set of graves. You've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You've probably got about 11, 12 graves right where we are there now. And as you can see, them ones over there, there's 2 there on the other side of the tree. Whilst we're also setting up, I know I've got 3 cat balls along that sarcophagus, sarcophagus looking one there. One of them, that one on the far left, went off twice whilst I was setting up. So if there's anyone here that can actually make any of those balls move, they are in little indentations on the stone, so they're not going to be, it would take some force to move them. Now, I've said this before about these cat balls. They're a source of, like, you know, entertainment, interaction, if you want to call it that. I've had it before where you'll get one in particular which will just kind of keep on lighting up sporadically, and others will do nothing at all. I have never seen them move.
If there happens to be any of the children...
There's that.
Who is that?
If there happens to be any of the children that are allegedly buried here, as you can see, there are plenty of toys. They are, in theory, toys, and you can play with them.
Yep.
You can make lights flash on them. You can make things move. Just do whatever you feel you need to do.
I would love you to talk into one of these devices. Talk into my device. I've got 2 devices in my hands that you could actually talk into. If you'd like to talk into them, that would be fantastic. And it would be very much appreciated. And if I could say that in old English, then I would. But I can't. I might have to try and find out.
It flickered.
Did it flicker?
K2 did, yeah.
I actually was pointing the camera.
I saw that out of the corner of my eye.
You said it,
Yeah.
Right, come on then. If you made that thing go, if you made this go before, see if you can do it again. I'm going to put my fingers on there. I'm not touching the button at all. Use my energy and make that spike again, please. Okay then folks, we have moved to the middle section there now. The gravestones here are, as you can see, quite a bit older. They are not uniform. They're not very many in the middle here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that about it? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got four gravestones in the middle here, all clumped together. There are some fantastic looking ones, to be fair. I love the shapes of them, absolutely beautiful. A few things out again, the usual suspects, but I'm going to do a spirit box session here. So you're going to hear some radio crackle. So for those that don't like it, you can skip. Some people like this, some people hate it. But you know, it's all part and parcel of the experiment. So, once again I call out to the spirits of Little St Mary's Church. If anybody would like to come forward and talk through this device, through the white noise of this device.
Be quiet.
Whoa!
Cheeky.
Can't believe it, the word bank just said be quiet. That is mad, that actually gave me a bit of a chill, that did. I know, this is noisy, so if the spirits aren't liking this, then I do apologise. But that word bank just said be quiet. Well, what do you make of that? I don't know. It was pretty much on cue. So, without wanting to annoy or antagonise the spirits any longer, if you could actually have some, if you could tell me to shut up again, that'd be fantastic. Whoa.
What was that?
REM pod just went off. Right. If there's anyone here, because this is getting juicy now. That REM pod just went off, and it's never gone off, and that aerial is on. I've even turned the display off to try and conserve the battery. If there's any spirits here who want to manipulate any of the devices where we are there now, can you please do it again? I wasn't pointing it at the REM pod at the time. I know Tony's quite near it, but you have to be pretty close to set that off. There is no wide angle of vision or wide angle of electromagnetic field on them. You have to be fairly close. Still time to talk through the white noise of this box. Yeah. Now, I don't know. I'm going to turn this around. So you can see I've got the REM pod there. Spirits of Little St Mary's Church, if you can hear me, could you manipulate any of these devices again? I'll show you again. You have to get pretty close to set this off. I'll go this side. That went up. Didn't go to purple. It went to blue. I've never seen it go to blue before. I've never even seen it go to the first green. So to have that happen in this wonderful place, and if there is a spirit that set that off, then I thank you very much indeed. That's a bit of a first for me. Thank you very much indeed for some kind of intelligent response, if you want to call it that. And on that note, folks, I'm going to take a quick break. And we'll convene over in the corner on the last graves, the last grave section. in a bit. They get some fantastic shapes on these gravestones. I mean, they are absolutely beautiful. They really are. So I dare say the person that actually carved these is long gone, but my hat is doffed to you, sir, or madam, whoever it was. Thank you very much indeed, because they are absolutely cracking. Same. Is it the cat ball going off, Steve? I've just placed the cat balls down on the on this again sarcophagus looking headstone. With Steve's camera at the far end. I don't know. You never know. If you had that going, Steve's had his camera going off around the back of the church, which we will go to next after this one. So it'd be nice to see the footage on there once you go through it. See if you picked up anything. You just had like a static camera, but again, these the scroll work on these things is fantastic. I absolutely loved. Beautiful gravestones. Cat ball on top of there, and then you've got more broken gravestones. There's some little gravestones down there as well. Now I don't know if these are the gravestones that quite possibly house the children. Again, still very quiet, and some absolutely beautiful autumn colour as well, which you will see when I go through the aerial footage from the Right Honourable Tony, and I must thank him especially for that one. That's really is a special one, that one is, because this one's going to be like, this is going to be my 1 year on from when I first started it. I know it's been slightly more than a year, and I had it in mind to do this a bit earlier, but things just get in the way, so I can't really help it. It's just one of those things. Life is quite busy sometimes. So yeah, massive thank you, whilst I'm on it, to everybody that's actually watched my videos. I'm on over 1,400 subscribers now.
Here.
Thank you. Here, she says. 1,400 subscribers, and yeah, it's going really well. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I'm going to try and do a bit of a roll of honour at the end of the video, just thanking a few people. I mean, the roll of honour is probably quite big because I've got a lot of people to thank, to be fair. But really big thank you to everyone that watches, subscribes, and remember to hit that flaming like button. I know that's all YouTuber jargon, but let's just say it and get it done. Thank you very much indeed. On with the show. I remember a year ago when me and Steve came here, we were getting quite decent K2 activity around here. Why that is, I'm not too sure. I don't know what's behind that door. As far as I know, there's going to be nothing else. The door is made of wood, and it has metal screws and rivets in it to try and keep it in place. There are no electrical bits and pieces here at all. So I don't know what would interfere with it, especially as we are like standing at least 4 or 5 foot away from it, maybe even 6 foot away from that there now. So hopefully it'll go off again and I'll capture it on film.
I hear you.
Thank you very much. I hear you as well. If you can hear me, then please, I implore you to set off one of the devices on the floor. Now typically I'm filming this and there's nothing coming from them K2s at all. That ball down there, just near Tony's tripod, has gone off about 4 times since we, at least 3 times before I started the camera rolling, and it's not gone off again since. Friend. How friendly are you? Are you friendly enough to give us a name?
I hear you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to hear you as well.
Walter.
Walter. First male name.
That's a good old name.
That's a good old name as well. Is Walter the person that's our friend? Is Walter around us now? Okay, folks. So it's been good to return to Cold Christmas Church, Little St Mary's Church, and it's good to have met Tony finally as well. Been following him on Twitter for a while, and he's been very helpful here. Obviously brought his drone. Can't even remember the name of it. Goddamn. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that footage. Great to have Steve here again, as always. It's a pleasure to have him here.
No, it's always good to be here. Thank you.
And we will see you very, very soon, hopefully on the next one. I'll see you soon, folks. Ta-ra for a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye.